Today I'm excited to start a new series called Off the Shelf. We're starting with a look at the Valley of the Pharaohs, a box set from 1983. Please stick around. I'm AZ Mountaineer, and this is our channel, Old School Rules, where we celebrate the community of old school gamers and grognards who like classic RPGs, miniatures, magazines, and everything that goes with it. The Off the Shelf series is a chance to dive into that passion and take a random object from my collection for a closer look. This week it's the Valley of the Pharaohs from 1983, published by Palladium Games. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Welcome to my new series. It's called Off the Shelf. One of the great things about having a collection is having a chance to share that with other people. I've been doing that with my series called Fanzine Friday, where I look at vintage RPG fanzines, mostly Dungeons & Dragons focused is what I collect. And I have my What Is It Wednesday series, where I help people identify which version of some of the classic books they might have. But I got all this other stuff that is so much fun to look at and so much fun to share, and I thought I'd start a new series to let me just pull off whatever I feel like looking at that day. Hopefully you find some things either that you knew about but don't own, so you get a closer look at exactly what's in there, or maybe you learn about a brand new product you didn't even know existed. Either way, I hope it's going to be fun. And we're starting today with the Valley of the Pharaohs, Palladium Games, from 1983. And here's the cover. It comes, it's a box set. Here's the front cover of the box. It's yellow, nice bright yellow. Here's just sort of the side of the box. Mine's, in average condition. And here's the back. It's completely white. So what comes in this box set? You've got a full color map here of Egypt, and then you have a number of items that are on legal size paper folded in half that are loose leaf in here, and you have a rule book, and those are the contents. At least that's the contents I had in mind. I don't think there were any dice in there, but it does call for dice, D6. So here's just a little context I try to give you for people who care about the very specifics. 1983 is the published year, Palladium Books the publisher, the stated price $12. And again, here's what's in there. The rule book's 50 pages. There are 13 of these inserts. There's the color map, and then there's a flyer advertising Palladium Games. Oops. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we have these maps. This is the color one. And then we have one that gives you sort of sections, government sort of sections called gnomes and routes of travel through the desert. A picture of the Nile Valley and the Egyptian Empire from 1450, which is, I'm thinking, probably about when you might, more or less when I set the game. Then you've got these loose leaf pieces of paper that have different types of buildings, houses, fortifications. You have something for temples and pyramids. Here, some miscellaneous stuff, Boat of the Nile. They give you a character sheet, and they give you this flyer to tell you about other Palladium games. Here's the rule book. It's really cool. I mean, I just love Egypt. I think a lot of people find that to be one of your favorite settings, right? You've got the Egyptian setting. I think a lot of people like. You've got the sort of Maya, Inca, Latin America, South America type setting that's extremely popular with folks for all types of campaigns, right? So the rulebook basically has a section in the front that talks about the game, how to set up your character. It's a 3d6 system for attributes, and they've got strength, speed, intellect, power, and persona. Those are the characteristics they use. It's a little bit more of a skills-based system, so you don't gain levels. You have skills. You have skills, and if you use those skills in your campaign, at the end of that campaign or that adventure, you roll a chance to see if you get to level up, and then you can add a d6 to the skill. Your character classes, if you will, you can be a warrior, priest, merchant, a thief, and I think a sage. And so sort of similar options. I was looking, there are spells, but there are only 20, period. So one of the things about this game, it basically takes the sort of real world Egyptian history and some of like their beliefs in magic, etc. So I'd say it's sort of magic light. Also the same thing with the monsters we'll get to in a second. Mostly real world monsters with a few fantastic creatures from Egyptian legend. But all in all, I thought it was a very compelling setting. Even if you didn't want to play this game, I think it would be a great thing to read if you wanted to do an Egyptian themed campaign and say Dungeons and Dragons. You get a lot of really good sort of source material here. And so here's section 2, a bit more of like a DM section. And it's just lots of history. It talks about the land and the culture and the civilization and the pharaohs, and gives you all the history, very specific history that you could incorporate into your campaign. More maps here in the center of the rule book. Again, the discussion of the pharaohs, discussion of the different Egyptian gods or deities, some different monsters. Here's just one page of fantastic monsters. That's it. That's all of them in this book. And so then some further notes on running a campaign for the game master, as they call them. So that's it. Short and sweet. Like I said, this is a really interesting product. I don't know if you'd want to play it or not. You might, for a change of pace. And if you like that Egyptian theme, if you wanted to do that in your campaign, whatever game you're running, I think it'd be a good book to get and read for some ideas to give you a real flavor. That's what I came away with reading the books, just a real flavor of how to structure and set up an Egyptian campaign. I personally love those, and so I may be doing that sometime soon on my home table. This is the first edition of Off the Shelf. If there's anything in particular that you would like to see, if it's in my collection, I'd be glad to grab it off the shelf, so you can put it in the comments down below, make a request, whether it's a specific thing or maybe just a general thing, like you want me to do something from a certain publisher. If I have it, be glad to do it. Please give me a like. We're trying to increase our subscribers if we can. My son has given me a goal to try and get a bunch of subscribers by the end of the year, so we'll see if I can do it. And as always, my friends, until next time, keep rolling 20s.